What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the best of 5 between Escape, Icy Boxes, Daisy, and Republic of Gamers, ELFI. So during game 1, we saw ELFI try and do a proxy gate on to Cloud Kingdom, but it did not work. Daisy stayed calm and did a pretty good job of, microing through it and ended up winning the game. So ELFI is down 1 game, so we're going to jump into game 2. Of course, this is on Daybreak. So spawning in the southwest corner, we do have up 1 game right now. Escape, Icy Boxes, Daisy as our red Protoss, and in the northeast corner, we do have Republic of Gamers, ELFI as our blue Protoss. So what are we going to see this game? Well, I mean, Daybreak for PvP could be multiple things. You can actually early expand this map. We actually do see a lot of robotics play. It does not look like either of our opponents are opting to go for any sort of cheese unless we do see a forge. Daybreak, you can actually cannon rush quite easily on Daybreak as well. It's quite popular. I don't really find it interesting because it's a long, you have to hop, skip, and jump all the way to your opponent's base. So we'll have to see what these guys are going to do. Both of them did drop their pylon in base, so we're not looking to have too much cheese as of yet. Of course, it could change at any second here. And of course, I mean, players do, some very interesting builds. Actually, looks like Daisy is hiding a building back here. This could actually be a forge, and it's a gateway. Okay, good. And it looks like ELFI is dropping a gateway as well. So it looks like they're both on 1 gate. ELFI scouting his base, making sure there are no proxies in the base. Good idea. Down 1 game, his opponent could definitely go for some cheese in order to keep his advantage. ELFI is scouting behind the mineral line as well, so doing a good job of making sure what's going on. We do have gas timings from both of our players at the same time. 4 gate on this map, really not super popular. Of course, 1 force field can block off this ramp quite easily, so not sure if we're going to see that here. Again, I would like to see robotics play because that's definitely the safest build, the smartest build, and it's interesting. I mean, you never know. You could see a warp prism come out. We could see any sort of 1-base colossi tech come out. And so both gas geysers are now done. Second pylon in base as well. So definitely looking to go towards the later game right now. The gateways are now finishing. Cybercore is done as well. And we might just see, very standard openings going for the 2 gate off 1 Cybercore, get a couple extra stalkers out, deny any sort of early pressure. And there's the Cybercore from Daisy and ELFI at around the same time, a couple seconds ahead from ELFI. And both on 1 gas, still we'll have to see which one of them gets gas first. And actually, a little bit of variance. Actually, no, they are both getting a Zealot at this point. So pretty much mirror builds right now. We'll have to see where the variance comes in. There's the second gas geyser from Daisy. It was not a steal from ELFI. When will ELFI take his? Is he going to actually 4 gate here? ELFI definitely a big fan of the 4 gate. I've seen him do it quite a lot in PvP, so I definitely, I wouldn't hold it against him. It's definitely harder to do because of the small ramp, but we'll have to see how ELFI is going to do it. Looks like he is still not getting a second gas geyser, so we are looking for 4 gate. He could attempt to hide the probe around this base and try and do a Korean 4 gate, dropping pylons in the base, but there is a Zealot out at this point with a Stalker following it up, so probably not going to happen. Still on 1 gas, and ELFI is saving up quite a bit of minerals. He has stopped probe production at the 20 mark, so we are looking to have a 4 gate from ELFI. His probe is still alive at this point, so he could definitely drop a forward pylon. We'll have to see if he's going to drop at the tower or closer to his opponent's base. And here comes the first Zealot. The Stalkers are just about done at the same time, and here comes 2 additional gateways with the 3rd one to follow it up as well. Is he going to go for 3? There's the 4 gate as well. Very interesting placement. Not sure how I feel about this. It's definitely 1 pylon is in the front and does power at least this one, and this one, so 3 of them would get on powered. And so he's going to take the watchtower at this point. The Zealot and the Stalker are on the map, and of course he is supply cap doing the 4 gate just perfectly. And here comes the Stalker, gonna scout the watchtower. The Zealot is gonna try and combat that, but it's not looking to happen. Did he see the probe? I don't think he did. And what's interesting is he's getting a second Stalker and not a sentry. This could actually be the downfall for Daisy. He's not getting any sort of force field. And here comes the Stalker and the Zealot from ELFI trying to kill off his opponent's Stalker, but Daisy does have 2 Stalkers. And at this point, ELFI can walk up this ramp, and it looks like the Stalker from Daisy is going to go down. So now the Stalker count is 1-to-1, trying to wall off using this pylon. If ELFI is able to get high ground vision, he will be able to warp in units on the high ground, and his gates did just finish, so here comes the warp in on the high ground. ELFI is walking up into his opponent's base, and he's going to warp in 4 Stalkers. Here they come. Yep, and now here comes the force field. The force field is not really going to do anything at this point. It looks like he actually tried to get a sentry afterwards. 2 gates are finishing up for Daisy at this point, and ELFI is all over Daisy right now, killing off a ton of his units, using the Stalkers to kill his probes mining gas, and the gateways are trying to warp in here, pulling all of his probes at this point. ELFI is now running into the main, again trying to warp in a bunch of units. We should see a bunch of Zealots be warped in order to help clean up some of these probes, and actually Daisy's doing a good job of microing, force shielding behind it, trying to surround the surround with probes, excuse me, and here come the Zealots trying to do as much damage as possible. And though Daisy was able to micro quite nicely, I do not believe it's going to be enough. Daisy Daisy all the way down to 16 food at this point. Take a look, he's down to 1 probe, 0 probes even. And so Daisy at this point, though he did a great valiant effort of micro, it looks like he is not going to take this game. He is actually down to 9 food. So even if Elfi does not finish him off here, of course Elfi is way ahead with 19 probes versus the 1 of Daisy. And so Daisy calls GG. So 2 very short games. Hopefully the series will get a little more interesting. Of course, we are 1-1. We'll jump into the third game in just a moment here. Of course, I am Jay Morrow. You can follow me on Twitter under @JMorrowPro and on YouTube under JMorrowPro as well. So thank you so much for tuning in.